Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, my friends. My name is Dieter, and I'm the manager and owner of the Artelino company. And we sell Japanese prints in online auctions since 2001. But not only Japanese prints, also contemporary art prints partly, which somehow fit into the style of these Japanese prints. And we get these consignments from collectors, from dealers, and from contemporary artists. And when we sell their prints, well, then we pay them the high bid minus our commission. And in this auction, I want to present 7 contemporary artists who consigned their prints into our current auction number 1855. And behind me, well, you see an excerpt from the catalog pages. And here you see all these prints are from artists, contemporary artists. And how can you recognize if that is consigned by a dealer or by a collector or by an artist? Well, this little red heart indicates it comes directly from a contemporary living artist. And it also shows that with these prints, my heart is also, because I will never show you anything that I do not like personally. The first artist I want to present is Paul Binney. You see him here in the background, carving on one of his designs. It's a design of a cat. And Paul works in the traditional Japanese woodblock printmaking technique. Look at that box here, full of tools, carving tools and whatever. This technique is incredibly demanding. And now let me show 3 prints which we have in the current auction. Okay, the first one, nude print. Paul covers an incredible range of subjects, mostly all traditional Japanese subjects of printmaking. This a design, the Himeji Castle at night, which he made while he was in Tokyo. In the last one, after his return from his studies in Tokyo, he lived in London, and then he had this dog. Look at the wonderful composition here. Complementary colors, red, green, fantastic composition here. The ball going slightly outside of the image frame. Paul has an incredible artistry. In my opinion, he's really the lonely carp in the pond today. And his prints are in the collections of such famous museums like the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, the Met, the British Museum, or the MoMA Museum of Modern Art in New York. As an artist, you cannot achieve more. And if you don't believe me that he is really damned famous, then take a look at this book, exclusively devoted to Paul Binney, published in 2007. The second artist I want to present, whose works we have in the current auction, is Osamu Sugiyama, here in the background. He's Japanese, as you can recognize, and also he works in the traditional Japanese printmaking technique. And he is specialized on views from mountains, mesmerizing views of mountains. And well, let's take a look at the 2 prints we have in the current auction. Well, you will probably recognize this one. It's the Matter one in Switzerland. The second is from Japan. Here you see rice pads in the foreground. Osamu Sugiyama is also a passionate mountaineer, and he does not just show us mountain views, but his own experience. These are the images he took, probably as photographs, maybe sometimes also as sketches from his own mountain hikes. And some of these mountain hikes are even rather adventurous. Yeah. By the way, his original profession, quite funny. He owned a small drinking bar in Tokyo, And also he is famous, and recently this book was published exclusively devoted to Osamu Sugiyama, but it's in Japanese, and most probably you will not receive it outside of Japan. Artist number 3 is Stephen Macmillan. Stephen Macmillan lives at the West Coast. He is a US printmaker, and also he is a passionate hiker and friend of nature's. Yeah. And during his hikes he takes photographs, and back at home he transforms them into aquatints. And they sometimes look like photographs, but they are not. It's a lot of handmade work, quite unbelievable. Well, here you see a view from Tatoosh Range, Mount Rainier National Park, Washington. I've never been there. And the other one is, okay, a nature plan. You see, it looks somehow like a photograph, but believe me, it is not. Our next artist is Mio Asahi, a Japanese printmaker. And she's unique. She's one of a kind. We have one print by her in the current auction. And she creates mezzotint prints, showing us a fantasy world that comes out of her own imagination. Images of fairies, of dragons, of sea monsters. I do not know any other artist who creates such wonderful, mesmerizing fantasy prints. Our next artist is Emiko Aida, a Japanese printmaker living in London. And we have 2 prints by her in the current auction. Her focus is this hodgepodge of traditional Japanese subjects and modern life in Japanese mega cities. Well, here, this is now not well recognizable. You see a horse running in a lane between high skyscrapers, so typical for today's large Japanese mega cities. And the other one simply shows a traditional Japanese nature subject, a magnolia. The last but one artist that I want to present now is Lenita Shimizu. She's an American printmaker living in the US, together with her husband, whom she had got to know when she studied Japanese printmaking as a young woman for 4 years in Japan. And you will be surprised, her first teacher, the famous Tokoriki Tomikichiro. Isn't it cute? And her second teacher was Yoshisuke Funasaka. And now I show you the print that we have in the current auction. In my view, her style reflects the influence of both teachers, Tokoriki Tomikichiro and Yoshisuke Funasaka. I mean, her style is today, we could call it semi-abstract. Okay, this is called winter form. Yeah, there you see the roof of the farm peeking out. And for me, I mean, the strong point of her art are really these incredibly balanced compositions, balanced both in shape and in colors. It's wonderful, mesmerizing in my view. The last artist I want to present today is William Hayes. William Hayes had begun as a painter, but when he had received a set of linocut tools as a birthday present from his late wife, well, then he switched by and by from painting to printmaking. And today he works exclusively as a printmaker in the technique of linocuts mainly, but occasionally also in the technique of woodblock printmaking. And let's have a look at the print that we have in the current auction, Late Summer Falls. Mesmerizing. It looks really like a photograph. And in my view, that's the great merit of William Hayes, that he put the technique of lino cuts to new heights comparable to woodblock prints. And today he's a leading US printmaker for lino cuts, and I would even say he's the leading US printmaker for the technique of lino cuts. I've just shown you 7 wonderful artists with 12 mesmerizing prints. And these wonderful prints are currently offered in the Artelino online auction number 1855. And the auction will end tomorrow, January 19th, 2025 at 8 p.m. CET, Central European Time. We are located in Bavaria in southern Germany. And please, please, feel encouraged not only to look at these prints and think, oh, they are so beautiful, they are wonderful. No, bid on them, buy them. You got the message? Wonderful. Then thanks for watching and goodbye.